Lynchburg, Virginia is a community of about 80,000 people. We are located in central Virginia. We are a community geographically of 50 square miles. In addition, we are the regional retail and commercial and employment hub for 4 surrounding counties. I think over the past couple of years, this community has really transitioned to viewing our police department in a very positive manner and seeing our police department more as a partner in the community rather than solely from enforcers of the law and law enforcement.
So the mission of Lynchburg Police Department is to build community, and we build community by protecting and serving the public with honor, courage, and fairness for all. That seems pretty simple, but in 21st century law enforcement, it really isn't. It's a challenge. The importance of a balanced approach is that we in 21st century law enforcement cannot just protect and we cannot just serve. We have to do both, and we have to do both effectively. If we only do one, that's going to affect the mission in a way that's derogatory to the overall action that we want to take. So by protecting, we want to make sure that people in the community feel safe. By serving, we want to make sure that people in the community don't feel that they're being held hostage by an occupying army. So we practice community building throughout the department. It's something cultural within the department and strategic. But to point out specific units within the department who take that mission and will be the tip of the spear, if you will, we have the Community Action Team, CAT, and we also have the Intelligence Unit. Both those units work together to make sure that they are functioning in that balanced approach to community building.
So how we apply evidence-based policing here at the Lynchburg Police Department is to take an intelligence-led policing approach. So there's obviously research and empirical data that goes into this and proven strategies that we use through many years of studies to apply to basically do police work smarter and more intelligently and much more efficiently. So the crime meetings are held on a daily basis, Monday through Friday. They're held at 10 a.m. each morning. We bring in folks from all of our functional units within the department. And the idea is that we have all the stakeholders there so we can share information in one place at one time. So 5 days a week we get together and share that information. And we often find that there's missing pieces of the puzzle that somebody else in that room has that if we didn't have those meetings would go unnoticed for sometimes days or weeks. So again, it allows us to more effectively deal with crime issues in our city in a much more efficient manner. So sharing information is critical in today's day and age. I think if we've learned anything in modern law enforcement is that we aren't going to solve community problems or crime problems by ourselves. We have to collaborate with a variety of community stakeholders, everything from our faith-based community to our schools, to our local businesses, and everyone in between.
I feel with that we can solve a lot more crimes. I think when you have that trust, it lets them know that they're to serve each one of us and they're there to protect everyone. And it gives a more of harmony in the community. As you may see all over the country, there's a lot of strife. And we're trying to ensure that our community has that understanding of trust, that the police department and the community can work together, because it takes all of us to solve some of these crimes.
It helps with our legitimacy as well. It helps the community see that there's other community members and other leaders in the community other than those that are wearing uniforms that are interested in the well-being of the community. So we take those folks with us, we go out, we knock door to door, we make sure that the community sees that this is a team effort, not just the police department.
Legitimacy is extremely important. It always has been, but it's extremely important now in the 21st century. You know, when we're getting messages from social media or from popular music or popular culture that the police perhaps aren't doing the right things or not acting righteously, it's very important that we as a police department, we as police in general, make sure that people understand that our actions are legitimate, that we're acting under the confines of the law. Why is that so important? Because it makes my job safer, it makes the community safer. We have to be perceived as legitimate in order to be effective in the job that we're doing.
So the relationship between our community action team and our intelligence unit is critical to the overall success of our intelligence-led policing approach. The community action team is out there in the community every day. They have the connections, they have the relationships that are developed and built that allow us to take the intelligence we've developed, provide it to the community action team, and then go out into those areas and address whatever those problems may be.
CAT was introduced to the police department by Chief Diaz back in April of 16, so a little bit under a year and a half we've been in existence. And the whole mission of the CAT team is to be very proactive in policing. And also in respects to the community, we really want to build relationships, positive relationships with the community that we serve. And also a big part of our mission is partnerships with businesses or non-governmental agencies as well, such as faith-based agencies.
We realized that there was very much of a disconnect with the community and the police department. There was a lot of distrust, a lot of unawareness, the police department not knowing the community, and the community not understanding the police. We began to communicate with some of the officers in the police department and said, we can make that difference. So we started working together, teaching the community that they not only protect, but they do serve. And once they begin to see that, we begin to say, let's do some things together to change some of our community issues.
Again, we've only been in existence for a year and a half, but in a year and a half we've done some great work. One of the eye doctors in the city on Old Forest Road met with me and said, hey, I really want to try to help some kids in the inner city. I want to give free eye exams and free glasses. Different people from all over the city came, maybe 40 people, and the doctor gave over 50 eye exams to, free eye exams to less fortunate youth in our city, and also about 40 glasses for free. So it kind of gives a different light to law enforcement that we're not just protecting. We do an awesome job at that in the city of Lynchburg. Our crime here is low for the size of the city we are, but they see that we can serve too in that capacity. And I think it's been real positive.
I really think that the Lynchburg Police Department does a phenomenal and extraordinary job in their partnerships in the community.
I'm so proud of the men and women in law enforcement in this country, but specifically the men and women in the Lynchburg Police Department, who on a daily basis risk their lives to make this community a safer place to live, work, and play. And they do it in a balanced way, making sure they build those bridges, making sure they strengthen those interactions that we have within the community, but also proactively addressing criminal activity in this city to make this city thrive and a safe place to be.